Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Mitchell's News Roundup, episode 5. I'm a little bit late. I was meant to do this a few days ago. I've been having some internet connection problems. But yeah, first, before we get into the news, unfortunately, we heard the news last week, the sad passing of Arlene Jane. I've seen a text from John Lawrence on Facebook, and it absolutely shocked me and devastated me, as I'm sure it has many of you in the movement. But before we have a little conversation about her and get into the news, please join me for a 1 minute silence. Okay, thank you guys for joining with the 1 minute silence. I just absolutely gobsmacked with the news here. You know, I met Arlene probably 2 to 4 times, so obviously not as much as some of you, but she was quite known in the movement. You know, always shared a lot of my posts, shared a lot of my work, shared a lot of everybody's work. I'm sure that everyone is just as devastated as me, obviously, if not more, because we're closer to her. So my absolutely sympathy goes out for John Lawrence, her family, her closest friends, and everyone connected with her. Yeah, it's a very tough moment. You know, it's mad. I remember just speaking to her in Alex chat just maybe nights before the sad news. So I think, you know, it gives us a little bit of perspective. Like, even if you're not as close to someone, we don't know what's really going on. I don't know the whole ins and outs, and I'm not going to speculate either, obviously. But tonight, if you are watching this, you know, message a loved one, a friend, and just ask them if they're okay. I think just, you know, because you never know what might happen. So please, if you are watching the show, you know, pick up your phone, text someone that's close to you, or even just on Telegram, that you speak on Telegram or whatever, and just see if they're okay. I think, you know, because news like this can happen to any of us. So yeah, a bit lost for words on this one, and really hope everything goes well with her family and the future, and may she rest in peace, and God bless her soul. Okay, we're going to watch a little video. We'll have a little review of this by the Home Secretary of the UK, Suella Braverman, however you want to bloody pronounce it. It's an absolute farce how we've got a non-Brit in charge of the... Of course, it should be English. Of course it should be English. We are the Dons of the UK, but yeah, I mean, I'd rather a Scot or a Welsh or someone from Northern Ireland as Home Secretary, but not to be, of course. Diversity is our strength after all. But let's go and watch this video and let's have a little reaction.
You are the daughter of an immigrant, someone who wanted to come to the UK to make a better life for themselves. What do you say to people who argue that this policy is now pulling up the drawbridge?
I totally refute that, and actually I find it quite offensive that people would suggest that just because my background is one of, my parents were immigrants, I am somehow excluded from this conversation and I have to adopt a particular viewpoint. My parents came here lawfully. They came here according to the rules and according to the policies of the government at the time. What I'm dealing with here is illegal migrants, people who are breaking our rules and gaming our system.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. You know, a typical British woman on our screens as Home Secretary. Yeah. But there you go, from the horse's mouth. They're only interested in illegal immigration, even though they're not. They're not. And if they were so interested in it, why haven't they stopped it? Why have they not stopped it? We keep hearing the same complete tosh, jibber jabber from these idiots from the Conservative Party. We're trying our best to stop it. Record high, yeah, but because I know there's some people, some nationalists, oh, the Tories are saying the right things. You know, they all, every time an election comes round, we're trying our best. We're doing this. But we're, you know, it's just, oh, it's infuriating how anyone on our side can believe any rubbish coming out of their mouths from now on. Well, like you should have had it. You should have not believed them years ago. They've got, under their leadership, we've had more mass migration than under a Labour. Now, I'm not saying Labour is the saviour. Of course not. At least they admit what they are. They will openly open the borders and not give us any false promises. They're talking utter rubbish, yeah? So we're going to go to the source of Steve Laws, because I trust him. He does his research, and bless him, he's done a lot of work highlighting illegal and legal immigration. So he did say this on a post. So he's saying that illegal immigration is only 5% of immigration. And he's saying, as I've said all along, the Tories want you to focus on illegals, as I've just said, at Dover, while they wave in 1.2 million annually with visas. Both are just as bad. I don't care if they're doing it by the rules. Like her parents, you should not be here. Yeah, you should also feel ashamed for abandoning your country. Imagine as an Englishman, like, right, I'm going to get my family and we're going to up to Pakistan, or we're going to go to Jamaica. But mate, you're just a traitor to your people and a traitor to your nation. You are what you are. We're fucking English bitches, and this is our homeland. You know, like, I'm absolutely sick of the Conservatives and how anyone can defend them. You know, and it's the same with like GB News. They might highlight, you know, I know a few people, oh, don't like GB News, Chris. They're right up your street. They talk about some issues, yeah. They do not drop the statistics on we are a minority in Birmingham, Leicester, Slough. The list goes on. We all know the scripts by now. We all know the facts, yeah, as a nationalist. But if you went on their airwaves, yeah, if you went on their airwaves and spouted these facts, oh, we can't be racist. Look what Costello did with Tom Hardwood the other week. Oh, this is racist. The moment you mention white, you're a racist. All these people are controlled opposition, and they want to make the working class, or even if there's middle class that is against what's going on in our nation, think, oh, there is some people talking up for us. They don't give a shit. They want you to believe that there are some people, because everyone's aware. And I'm sick of this. Oh, like, I think I've seen someone say, well, at least they're bringing out, our conversation to the table, to the mainstream. Look, everyone is aware, yeah. I've worked in enough places, like where I'm working right now. I don't even have to bring it up, you know. There used to be a time when I'd push the Overton window. I'd go into work. Sometimes I get fed up. Oh, fuck off with your racist shit. Fuck off with this. People openly talking about it. You go into bars, pubs, on the streets, you'll overhear it everywhere. We don't need to raise the awareness anymore. Action needs to be taken, and we do need a nationalist party, whether we succeed. Look, I know there's a lot of people, oh, forget it, we've got no chance, and maybe that's right, but we have to try. Yeah, we have to fucking try. We have to do all we can. You know, I don't obviously believe in the breeding war, but if you can have loads of children, have loads of children. We have to try everything we possibly can and go to our graves knowing that we at least try to do our bit. You know, like, let's not be completely negative. We've got to put our all into it. People like Suella, they don't care about us, you know. Legal immigration, it's still not good for our people. It's still putting us in the decline, and this is a great shame. So again, enough of it's raising awareness. Everyone knows. It doesn't matter if it's getting said on GB News, fucking BBC, does not matter in the slightest. We're all aware, and it's time for a bit of action now, guys. Okay, guys, feature story this evening is Hike for a Hero. The 98-year-old veteran Alfie, evicted from his home, believed to be staying in a hostel at the moment. Like, how ridiculous is that? A veteran, 98 years old, is in a hostel. Now, I've never stayed in a hostel, but, like, I used to work by some hostels, and these are, you know, usually, not all. It's unfair to say all, because there's probably some families been put in there and everything, but 9 times out of 10, you know, it's full of misfits, drug users. You can't be putting a 98-year-old on in this kind of conditions. That's a veteran. A 98-year-old in itself, they should, you know, the last few years of their life, they should be looked after. It's absolutely disgusting. I believe they raised around £12,000 so far, give or take. I'm sorry if I got that wrong. I will put a link in the pinned comment section if you do want to donate. We need to help this guy get accommodation, help him with rent for the foreseeable future. We need to get him out of the hostel and take it from there, really. And it's just disgusting when you have these freeloaders, these migrants, these refugees, should we say, fleeing that war-torn country, France. And they're all middle-aged fighting men as well. We really need to come to their rescue and give them 5-star treatment. And 98-year-old veterans that went to war, that's been through it all, that's it really pisses me off. But yeah, they've done a hike. Obviously the PayPal link is still available if you haven't donated yet or need to donate at a later date. Of course, any little helps, even if it's just a couple of quid. Fair play to everyone that has contributed and went to the hike and did streams. This really needs to be pushed harder, and I think GB News did actually get involved with it, to be fair, but didn't push it hard enough. Of course they won't. But we gotta do our bit, guys. At the end of the day, we gotta look after our own first. But we'll go to listen to Alec and what his thoughts was over last weekend's hike.
So, on Saturday, it was a real pleasure to have gone down to Pembroke for what turned out to be an 11-mile hike in the end, to raise awareness and raise a bit of money for 98-year-old veteran Alfie, who's being evicted from his home. As I understand, they've raised in the region of £10,000, which is fantastic. And on the day as well, even during the hike, there was a couple of £100 raised from people who just stopped, passing motorists, passing walkers, and then more was raised when they got to Tenby Town Centre. So it was a fantastic day. As I understand as well, the PayPal donation links are still open. That link is controlled by his daughter. It's not controlled by anybody else. So please do chip in. It was also a good opportunity to meet fellow ex-servicemen. A lot of respect for Darren Edmondson, a lot of respect for the PTSD camp people in Bath. They do some fantastic work.
There you go, there's Alex's thoughts on the weekend. I do believe they've had some considerably more donations since then. Obviously, you heard 10,000. I'm not quite sure what it's at now. I'm sure it's at 11, between 11 and 12. But yeah, the link will be in the pinned comment section. Along the way, they did meet a few friendly faces, shall we say. Let's watch it.
What? Well, off you go. Go on. What do you mean you don't want fascists? Just go. Yeah, but we're not fascists. We're sporting outfits. He is a they're fascists. They're and what? And what? Look, Hitler. So you're not going to donate to him? You're not going to donate to him? No. I told you. I answered your question. I said if he was there, donate. Well, get online then and donate to him online. Because I don't trust any of you lot. Yeah, but it's not. There's a donation link besides his that's going to his. Where's the money going? Is it going to him? It's going to his daughter. Yeah, direct to his daughter. Look, off you go. No, I don't have to go nowhere. No, no, we're not exploiting nobody. If you just shut up for a moment. Go on. My dad.
They are really sad actors. I love that one. Look, you've got a little Hitler. That's what you are, Alex. Little Hitler, because you've got a little moustache. Little Hitler. But you know what I liked about this event? They didn't politicise it. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, obviously we're on the right side, yeah. But this particular day, it's about a 98-year-old veteran. So it doesn't matter what side of the spectrum you're on. Even if you're on that idiotic side, you should be helping the cause. You should be helping a 98-year-old veteran that's stuck in a bloody hostel, for fuck's sake. So, and what I like about it seemed like there weren't no like banners of any organisations or any like individuals holding something for themselves. This was all about the one man, and that's how it should be. So absolutely credit to everyone involved for not making it about themselves, advertising themselves, etc. This was all for Alpha. So again, doesn't matter what side of the spectrum you're on, whether you're the far right extremist, anti-Semites, one of these idiots, you know what I mean, you should be supporting the cause for this man. That should just be put out the window for one day and support it. But we'll get Alex, let's get Alex's feedback and we'll go to some final thoughts. So yeah, let's listen to Alex's thoughts on this rabble.
it was totally not surprising to see that the Pembrokeshire trade unionists and Stand Up to Racism decided to counter-protest a fundraiser for a World War II veteran. But it does highlight something about the left, which is that they will go against something that they would normally support just to spite people that they don't personally like. Uh, Illustration being that they would more than happily crusade against a fundraiser for a man who actually fought against Germany in the Second World War, which they agree with, just to spite the fact that certain individuals that they didn't like were also trying to raise money or help raise money for the exact same cause.
Okay, guys, just to recap on Mitchell's News Roundup episode 5. Obviously, unfortunately, again, we lost Arlene, so please, hopefully, everyone join in the 1 minute silence and give her and her family a massive amount of respect. I'm so sorry to hear that. Sending my full condolences onwards, and may she rest in peace. Such a tragic loss to a lot of people, of course, and the movement. So God rest her soul. Suella Braverman, yeah, talking a few nationalist talking points like, yeah, she's not English, not British, you know, doesn't belong in our nation. Period. Don't care if she's highlighted saying, oh, there's mass immigration into is a problem, or multiculturalism has failed to a degree, or it's just illegal immigration that's the problem, because my parents came here legally. This woman is not to be trusted. You know, don't care. I think the population, those that already awake to what's going on. Yeah, it's we've spent years now raising awareness, and obviously we need to take action, not violently. We need to do it lawfully and peacefully, the best we can. We need a nationalist political party. We need to keep building within our own communities. We need to do a lot better, and you know, obviously, yeah, still go out and speak to the public. You know, get stalls, go and approach people. You know, that you've never met before, whether you've never spoke to them. Hopefully, you can convince people on side. You know, a little bit with the online safety bill. Kind of agree with Alex. You know, if it can push us off the internet, obviously there's still bad to it, but we got to look at the plus side. If we over this online safety bill, maybe it'll push us all more to get out there, get more social in the real world, and talk to new people, and hopefully get more people on side. So there's still a lot of work to be done, but I don't buy this fella Braverman is helping out so at all. I don't care if it's in the mainstream. We're all aware. Everyone knows what's going on. Yeah, so unless you're living in Cuckoo Land. But yeah, hike for a hero. Poor old Alfie there, 98-year-old veteran, stuck in a hostel, needs your help and support if possible, guys. Even if it's just a couple of quid that you can chuck in. The link will be in the pinned comment section. May bless his soul, man. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, guys. I'll try and make another episode this week. There's a few other topics that have crept up, but I wanted to keep to what I was originally going to speak about on Friday. Unfortunately, I had some internet connection issues. But anyway, guys, I hope you all have a blessed evening. I love you all. Stay safe. Peace out.